Sweaty. Hi, Greg.
Oh, hello, Snicholas. How are you? Why are we here today?
Snicholas.
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 It's like regular Nick, but he's got more of a shit-eating grin on his face.
He's snickering because we have no BA101 this week, so I'm drinking Amsterdam beers that I bought for BA101.
Oh, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
More. I'm drinking an Amsterdam Cruiser. Yeah, so we didn't get enough people for a BA101 this week, but fuck it, we're gonna hang out online the whole way. I called this one Beer Dorks Untitled.
There you go.
That way we won't get sued.
We should do some sort of show about beer nerds or geeks or maybe dweebs uniting. Have you ever thought about doing something like that?
We can unite under the beer dweebs name.
Yeah,
it's not being used anymore.
Yeah, I know it's probably not copyright. I mean, we can check when the Oblino Reno shows out tonight. We should see if
Oblino Reno.
We should see what's up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, 9/10 of the original BDU are on our channel anyway. All right, so what's everybody?
Shots fired.
What's everybody drinking?
What are you drinking, Nick? I want to hear from you first for once.
Yeah.
I already showed you. I was drinking an Amsterdam Cruiser.
Oh, I just heard you were drinking Amsterdam. I wasn't paying full attention.
I know. You never do.
I am drinking a Moosehead Crack Canoe right now.
Ooh, fancy.
And I am going to my basic white girl roots and just having a Canuck. Because why not? Because I am
tonight.
Well, I'm trying to do the Lee Russell no beer diet, although I'm far less committed than he is. So I still have a couple beers, but I'm trying to have less and lighter beers just to get the little gut a little bit down, Just
a
little bit.
That month I didn't have
fat ass.
Yeah, that month I didn't.
My ass is not fat.
So Justin Tinker's in the chat saying, "What am I drinking? Homogenized American milk."
Sorry. Before you do that, no, Lee, I actually wanted to know: did you have good results from that?
Yeah, I dropped about 10 pounds.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, that's good for you, Lee. Man, holy fuck!
And the thing is, it's not like you stopped drinking or anything. You were still hitting it, just no beer. So
yeah, no, I was hitting, somewhat. And I was drinking a little less too, but I was hitting cleaner, less fattening liquors, like vodka and gin.
Not a shit ton of barley in it from you're drinking like.
Yeah, I think
more...
the only time I was drinking anything that was like sugary or not so good for me was when I was making White Russians with the Kahlua or whatever.
The cream. That'd be pretty bad.
It's not the best.
But I imagine they're fucking tasty, living the life of the dude.
It was, it was fine.
Hey, man, there's a beverage here.
There's a beverage here, man. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm pretty basic with after a couple of beers tonight, I'm just going to go to tonic water. I have Kirkland brand tonic water. I'm just going to mix that with a little bit of gin. And I actually just got
the Big E diet.
I actually went super cheap. I just got a bottle of Gordon's gin because it was on sale at the LCBO. I was like, I usually go for Tanqueray, but I thought I'd go for this one instead.
I don't do Tanqueray necessarily. Oh well, no, I'm thinking of the other one.
There's a big price difference between Tanqueray and Gordon's.
Not really, actually. No, Tanqueray is always on sale for like about $32. Gordon's $30. I just haven't had it for a while. I thought I'd try it. Bombay Sapphire is a lot more expensive. I think it's like $38.
Well, they got that kitschy fucking big blue bottle on it.
Yeah,
that's the one I avoid. Is the Bombay because I find it's got too many herbal components going on that it's hard to. I don't know. Maybe other people disagree. I find it's a little harder to balance your mixed drinks when you're using that one because it's so overpowering on its own.
I feel Bombay Sapphire is more for people that just want to sip their gin either neat or with some ice. Because you're right. It is a more delicate gin.
Sounds like if it's a. Did you try the gin that I had when you were here there, Lee?
I don't remember.
There's one from Distillery Festival, which up in northern New Brunswick that I brought back. Actually, I see it. I can buy it for $35 at the liquor store now. It's like a virgin oak barrel aged gin made by a distiller up in northern New Brunswick. And anyway, it was like very spicy, like loads of like juniper berries and pine needles and stuff like that. It was and peppery as fuck. It was good. It's good shit, but I can see that being not great to mix stuff with because it's just the spices overpower everything.
Yeah,
is where you felt.
I might have had that, but if I did, it was probably on the night where we ordered the pizzas and we actually did do some serious drinking or whatever.
I don't know if I brought it to. I don't think I brought it to the motel. It was when you guys were here.
Oh, I don't know.
Like here in my basement.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Usually I find the fancier gins that have a lot more shit to them. Like another good example is Hendrick's. They don't usually work that well depending how you mix them. Like if you just want a gin and tonic, they're often not that great. They might be better if you're a martini person. I don't really like martinis. Like a lot of gin like Hendrick's, like that and it's quite expensive for a gin. I mean, I would probably just throw a couple ice cubes in that and just drink it straight because it's like you kind of miss out on all the fancy flavors if you mix it with tonic water. But something like Tanqueray or Gordon's, really they're fine. Just dump in a finger or two and then you put in tonic water and you get enough flavor. I mean, sorry, not tonic water. I keep saying tonic water, but no, I
just soda water.
Just soda water, just to try to knock down the calories. Tonic water is better, of course, but
yeah, tonic water's fine. Although sometimes I don't want that taste of the tonic water. Sometimes I just want to dump like straight soda water in it, so you still get the carbonization. And then you get you can do your extra flavoring with just like a shit ton of fucking like lime in it or whatever you want to put in it.
Yeah.
Like I don't had gin. Very good.
No, all I was gonna say is I like gin actually, like even like on its own or with just some ice, but it's not a very refreshing drink for the summertime. So I want something a little bit more liquidy.
I don't know, those fucking lime gin and tonics that Lee made look refreshing as fuck.
Yeah, they were good.
Look pretty fucking good.
But
gin and tonic's delicious.
Yeah, but if you do want to like make it lighter, definitely go the soda water route. Like just put in soda water instead, and double down on the fruit.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of the trick for a lot of people that want to lose weight but don't actually want to give up drinking is just either vodka or gin or a clear spirit of your choice, not a liqueur obviously, and then just with tonic water. And then it's like if you're doing one shot, it's like 67 calories, no carbs. It's a lot better than drinking like Michelob Ultra or something.
I mean, I was even doing like vodka and soda like. And that's totally dependent on you adding like lime into it to give it any sort of flavor,
Yeah, I don't love vodka though. I did get a bottle of.
Yeah, I don't like vodka myself.
Yeah, but if you mix it, it's okay.
I mean, it really depends on what you get, right? If you get a really good, well filtered one, then you don't taste it at all. You don't taste you don't get any hint of alcohol. It just kind of comes off like.
That's just it, though. Like all that liquor exists for is to be mixed with stuff. It's just there's nothing really to it. There's no character. It's just the better quality it is, the less you have to taste it.
Yeah, but it's the most utilitarian booze ever made because you can add it to anything, literally anything. So.
You'd be shocked. There actually are vodka connoisseurs out there that'll just drink it straight, and they know the difference between all the different vodkas. I think they're crazy people personally, but they do exist. There actually is a fancy. There actually is a fancy vodka.
I'll show you utilitarian. I'm going to add some Buffalo Trace to some Cruiser here.
I mean that's just going to make a bone shaker. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We got
Mercy Beers. Holy shit.
Beer tuber Mercy Beer saying good evening.
Legitimate beer tuber saying hi to us. Good evening. Just finished a 6% caramel chocolate and biscuit stout. That sounds pretty fucking good.
Sounds like Dan beer.
Yeah,
better than Cruiser and Buffalo Trace.
Mercy Beer is also known as British Dan.
British Dan. Wow.
Probably not known as that, but I'm going to try to make it stick now.
So British Nick. British
Actually
can.
sounds like a good combination. I mean, you just basically barrel aged your beer, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did it cheaper than Innocent Gun does.
Yeah, that's not horrible. You're right. It tastes like I just barrel aged something, but it's got a bit more bite from the alcohol.
You know what? Five
it's
shows
not
from
horrible.
5 shows from now, we're gonna have Nick like adding like alcoholic mouthwash to his beer. That's not horrible. It's not
You have a
bad.
bottle of Listerine over there.
Yeah.
Minty. I'll get some of that. What's that? Granville Island Lions Winter Ale or something like that with the mint flavors.
Yeah.
I'm stretching way back. That's like a beer review on your channel 10 years ago with your brother or something.
Yeah, I don't even know if that beer exists anymore, does it?
I think it does. I think Granville Island changed their labels, but I want to say I still see that beer every once in a while.
It's gone the way of Anchor Steam.
Oh, Jesus, that makes me cry. Like you had, of course, Lee's had Anchor Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had it since it was bought out how many years ago or whatever, right?
Yeah, like Sapporo bought it in 2017.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've had it since then.
So I've only had maybe like, I don't know, 3 bottles of Anchor Steam in my... Well, no, that's not true. Because Anchor Steam I'm pretty sure did show up in the NSLC briefly for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's where I first had it. Was I brought a 6-pack back from Nova Scotia.
Yeah. So I did have it like a little bit semi on the regular, like 20 years ago or something, or 15 years ago or whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, and it was a really great beer. I mean, you know, a lot of sort of like modern beer kiddies, millennial beer kiddies probably wouldn't think it's all that great at this point because they're too used to like burning their palates out with weird shit. But yeah, no, it's a shame, but I mean, it did last a long time.
It did. Yeah, here we go. Here's a list of the ones I had way back in the day. We're talking about 10-year-old reviews. I had Anchor Steam, which showed up here very briefly 8 years ago. Anchor Porter, Anchor Bock,
Wow.
Anchor Old Foghorn Barley Wine, and Anchor Christmas Ale.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that I had one other too, like at I think there was something I had at the Fredericton Beer Fest that I didn't review. Yeah, like it used to be like if I went over to Maine or something for a day trip to buy some beer at the grocery store over there, they'd have a few Anchor products, or like if you go down to Halifax and you went to like Bishop's Cellar or Rockhead or something, or what was it called before, Premier Wines and Spirits.
Yeah.
There you could pick up, they might have brought in some Anchor Steam. I'm pretty sure that's where like Anchor Porter came from.
Yeah.
But like you used to be able to get all like it used to be fairly popular as far as the US craft beer scene, even up to 10 years ago. However, the problem is I think it all started like after Fritz Maytag left.
Mm-hmm.
Like the downfall, and now with Sapporo was just the Sapporo.
Oh, Sapporo.
So Mercy Beer is saying, saw the news about Anchor literally last week. I found and bought a 1.5 liter Magnum of 2018 Christmas Ale for 18 euros. I guess that's what that is.
I don't know what that sounds like. Would be worth it for a liter and a half of quality beer.
So the label was a bit damaged, but bargain. Yeah, that's
good.
That's something I'd sit on for a special occasion for sure. I don't know how. I don't know what the alcohol in the Christmas ale was. I don't know how long they can sell her or whatever. But I mean, I assume
varied year on year. But
I assume it's somewhere along the lines of like Chimay Blue or something along that, where you could sell her it for a few years anyway. Oh, he said you're yeah, that's right. I forgot Brexit.
Euros. I'm not French. Oh fuck, sorry, pounds. I thought you went. I forgot that you guys go to Pound Town.
Mm-hmm. I forgot you guys aren't Airstrip 1 quite yet. It says 6.8 ABV. Okay. Maybe drink it a little. Maybe drink it a little sooner then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may not kick around that much. What is it? 5 years old at this point?
Yeah, or sell it on some illicit beer trading thing to some fucking
Wow.
kitty.
Oh, fucking put on only hops.
Only hops, yeah.
You know, Joe's on there trying to get all the rare beers,
Yeah.
or at least whoever has control of Joe's body right now. We're not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm. Whatever alien slug is borrowed itself into his brainstem.
I mean, I know he's not like, maybe the greatest of human beings, but you don't need to call Paul a slug.
I mean, he wouldn't disagree. Mercy Beer says it's hard to drink 1.5 liter on your own in one go. I disagree, sir.
Jesus, yeah, you haven't tried yet. 6.8%, you can do it in a night. That's
yeah.
all you drink.
Nick could do it in this one show. Like,
you know it.
Yeah, send it to Nick. He'll do it on camera next week, and he'll add Buffalo Trace to it.
I'll send you 18 euros plus shipping.
There you go.
Oh, I thought you.
Euros! I said it again.
No, that's not even the worst. I thought you said you're gonna send him an 18-year-old plus shipping.
An 18-year-old.
Well, I mean, at least he didn't lowball him with a 16-year-old.
It's like the sex trafficking is going in the opposite direction. That's weird.
All right, I'm gonna force myself to drink a Guinness Extra Stout.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I gotta say this bottling of extra stout that I've been getting is pretty fucking good compared to the shit that we used to get like from Labatt.
Yeah, so is that like direct from Ireland?
Probably not. Guinness imported for Diageo, Ireland, distribution in Quebec, Montreal. It doesn't mention anything about where it's made, but they say it's imported, but it's actually made in the States or some shit.
Okay.
I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing because that's what they used to do.
Right, and there is like a Guinness America thing, right? I'm pretty sure there's like a Guinness American division or whatever.
Probably.
Yeah.
But, I think the original draft, I think that all still comes from distribution worldwide, is still from Ireland. But on the other beers that they make, distribution comes from, they call it imported, and it's made in the U.S. or something like that, and then it's vice versa, where they making it in Canada and then ship it to the U.S. Because that's what they used to do when Moosehead was making it. Is that they would brew the extra stout here and then send it to the U.S. And Moosehead would make it. But at the same time, what they used to do when Moosehead was making it for the U.S. is they would literally send the syrup, send the kind of like pre-made wort, boil it, and then turn it into Guinness. It's like getting Coke syrup at a McDonald's and then adding carbonated water to it. So they brew it and make that Moosehead, but it's already half made.
We sell those
syrup.
We sell those Pepsi and Coke syrups at our Sobeys now. Yeah, Soda Streams. Also, I mentioned we missed a comment from Mercy because it was held for review on fucking YouTube. It says, Greg, what if you drink vodka and it makes you an asshole and gin makes you regret decisions?
Then you're basically just Greg.
I guess.
Just Greg.
I guess. And then Mercy goes on to say,
welcome to my life.
Yeah. And he goes on to say Maryland is where it's brewed in America. Okay.
That makes sense. And then they can still claim it's fucking imported.
Yeah. I'm going to get more beer.
You do that.
Okay. Thanks for enabling me.
I'm going to go get another beer too. It's going to be another steam type product.
So I see. So I see Dan's in the chat, but he's not here. Cheers, Wisconsin Canadian Beer Reviewer. So I got 3 viewers. That's not terrible. He said Dan's in chat saying we'll have a beer in a bit. All right, we'll probably be doing this for another hour, I would think. No, I gotta have work early in the mornings, but it's my Wednesday night. It's my Wednesday night to have a few beers during the week, and that's it. Because he's cooking dinner. Oh, well, what you making tonight? Is it like burnt chicken on the barbecue again? Yeah, like I guess I'm gonna check on my Untappd to see how many beers I've had from Anchor, but that shocked me because like when I first got into drinking craft beer, like Anchor was one of the main brands of US craft beer that I remember like really liking, right? So just seeing them fold up, and especially if you ever watched like the Michael Jackson Beer Hunter series from like the 1990s, they had a huge segment on the like how Anchor steam is brewed and how they take a yearly trip and like a yearly field trip and pick out the ingredients that they make their Christmas ale with and all that, and like the spirit of the brewing. It was kind of like something refreshing to watch because like a corporation is actually doing this shit and putting what feels almost like care and attention into the product they make. And now it's just owned by Sapporo, and no wonder it's gone under. The other thing I would say about Anchor that's kind of gotten away from being Anchor is, has anybody seen the new labels that they came out with like 2 years ago?
Nope.
Because
I'm not super familiar with them to begin with.
like I'm gonna look the images up, but check this out. Like this is another reason I feel like I think they redesigned the packaging, and I feel like they got too far away from. Like that looks like if you saw that sitting on a store shelf, you had no. It almost feels like you'd have no idea that that's the same brewery.
No, I wouldn't. Here's maybe, but I mean, here's the thing. Like, even though I'm very much for like minimalism in my my label art and all that stuff, like,
yeah.
Here's where I'll like, exception to the rule where I think tradition is better and like just stick with the original labels because like that looks like poop. That looks that looks like Wolverine's costume in the comic books, honestly.
Wow. I'd love it if they incorporated that costume to a movie at some point in the future. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Maybe have Ryan Reynolds in it.
Ryan Reynolds guy.
They should give him a shot at playing Deadpool again. I think he can do it if they let him talk. It'd be great.
Yeah, he wasn't great in the first Wolverine movie. I don't know if he could do that same character again. I don't know. I mean, 2 strikes and he's out, I guess. Maybe the Green Lantern and that shitty Deadpool.
Green Lantern. He's just not a good superhero.
I've never seen the Green Lantern. That's a funny.
I have. It's rough. All right, so like getting back to Anchor here, I feel like that's too much of a departure from their classic look. I mean,
yeah,
what the hell?
That screams of like desperation. Like, oh, we got to modernize and look cool. It's like that's marketing. That's like the fucking people who ruined Innocent Gun. Like how they were listening to their marketing fucking wizards. Like, come on, dude. Like that's totally a marketing fucking boardroom.
All the branding that Anchor had, it's a classic beer. It has the labels were virtually unchanged for 40 years, and you go to this crap, and like it doesn't even look like something I would recognize on the shelf.
That looks like
any of those other.
It looks like Budweiser bought up Anchor. Like that's what it looks like, And I guess and technically in a way it did because it's Sapporo bought them up or whatever. But
Dan says he's making bacon sandwiches.
You're a bacon sandwich.
Dan says shocked they folded, but not surprised. Well, yeah, it was just a couple of months ago that Anchor Steam had announced that they were pulling back just to sell in California. I'm like, I can't get Anchor Steam anymore.
I bet that pissed a lot of people off. And also, it's like, let's retreat to the market that's already like vastly swamped with craft breweries that we have to compete with. Okay, good luck.
But you could tell the company was in trouble at that point.
Mm.
And Mercy Beer says, I enjoyed the Michael Jackson beer documentaries, which is vastly different to Thriller.
Yeah, this was before we learned he did a bunch of kids.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was dipping into kids before he dipped into the beers.
Oh God, no.
I hope they do film Deadpool in Vancouver.
Yeah, I hope they bring. You know, what would be great if they put Hugh Jackman in it playing Wolverine.
Whoa.
And
Wolverine?
wait, and listen to me now. This is crazy, but just
do you think that Wolverine's a character that Hugh Jackman could pull off?
I think he could do it. And I think they could put the original costume that he wore in the comics. I think they could. I think it's crazy. I think they could pull it off.
I don't know, Lee. I think you've gone off the deep end this time.
Mercy Beer says they can't make another Wolverine movie. He's old and dead, and it's all Stephen Merchant's fault.
Multiverse reboot, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll probably be a pariah for this. I didn't like Logan that much. I was kind of like,
I liked it, but it was depressing.
Yeah, it was kind of depressing. I was like, I didn't need this. I mean, I don't know. Like the X-Men movies to me are extremely hit and miss. In fact, I don't think I've seen the last two. I haven't seen Apocalypse. I think there's one after that I didn't see either.
Yeah.
I did very much like Days of Future Past. I liked how they basically ironed out all the fuck ups of the previous movie in that one with time travel, because why not? I thought that was still my favorite X-Men movie.
Yeah, I think X-Men 2 is still my favorite one of the whole bunch.
That one's really good for sure.
Yeah.
Wasn't Brian Cox Stryker in that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So
you know what the worst thing is? When I was looking for copies of Stryker 1983 that I could find a good copy so Radar would stop crying about how he doesn't get a movie night. Fucking every time it would be like, instead of giving me Stryker 1983, it'd give me X-Men 2.
Oops.
So despite these disparaging comments about Innocent Gun, I actually had a good Innocent Gun at the weekend. It was labeled a Creek, but it was a decent fruit beer. They came out, I don't know if it's the same batch or same bottling, but they came out with like one of those multi-packs before Christmas one year. I think it was in the last couple of years. I think it was during COVID. And it had a Innocent Gun Creek in it. And I actually thought it was half decent.
Oh, well. I mean,
I wonder if it's the same one.
My ability to have knowledge of whether they're making good beer again is kind of like limited, considering all we get is the original Innocent Gun in my fucking liquor store. They just decided, hey, we're not going to sell to Nova Scotia anymore, even though we were like one of their best fucking markets for the longest time. But yeah, it's fine.
I don't ever see, now granted it could just be the LCBOs I frequent, maybe I don't go to the right ones, but I almost never see any special releases from them anymore. It's just like, yeah, it's just the regular old one in a can, and then you get sometimes the IPAs available. It's like
they used to
always have the special ones.
You know what? It's weird that we still get some stuff. Like we get the Irish whiskey cask, Caribbean rum, Innocent Gun Original, the lager, 20th birthday. Ooh, I gotta look at this. I want to see that. But the one that catches me, I see this at the liquor store.
Is that Talisker? Is that Talisker?
Lefroy.
Oh, Lefroy. Okay.
Yeah, so they got this Lefroy edition, but it's 2 bottles for $17.80. So it's still like $9 a bottle for fucking
$3.30.
Yeah, for a 330 milliliter bottle. That's an Isla whiskey cask. You know what? I'll probably wind up trying it at some point, and they still got a bunch on the shelf. At my,
I actually do want to try that. I actually do want to try that. Okay, I can actually get that. And it's a little bit cheaper with me. It's $13 for me, so slightly better than you. But
Mercy Beer says don't.
Mercy's hot whiskey cask is hot garbage. And that's kind of what I've been wondering: is it worth trying at that price? And it doesn't sound like it is.
But makes me think though. Does Mercy Beers like Isla whiskeys? That could be a big determining factor there.
The other thing is that this is the second batch that they've done. They did I think they did like another Isla cask last year or 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
that was I don't know if it was Lefroy or it was Lagavulin. Might have been Lagavulin.
Okay.
But it was a different there was a different batch of it. This is the second time they made it. And it's been sitting there. I think they've had these on the shelves for the last year. I just haven't bothered picking it up. I should probably do it before they're gone.
Yeah. Greg was saying something. You got cut off, Greg.
Sorry, Greg.
No, all I'm saying is I can actually get it. It's $13 and I can actually get it at an LCBO that I go by all the time. So I'll pick it up and I'll take one for the team.
What's that, Lefroy one?
Yeah, the Lefroy. I'm just curious to try it, even if it is hot garbage. I generally
Well, let me know.
I generally don't like smokiness to my beers, so I don't think I'll like it, but you know what? I'll find out. Why not? $13
Shouts
not
out
gonna kill me.
Shouts out to Dan. He sent me like a really delicious porter at one point that was like Lefroy barrel aged, but it had been barrel aged for a while, and it had taken a lot of like medicinal character on it and smokiness, and it was really fucking good.
Mercy Beer says yes to he likes Isla whiskey. And Isla whiskey isn't supposed to be musky, which this is musky. Okay.
I find there's an extreme amount of variation between, like, people will say bourbon barrel aged beer. To me, I like bourbon barrel aged beer. I like bourbon. I don't think the two taste the same at all. Like, I can't get any bourbon when I taste. I understand the bourbony taste I'm supposed to get when it comes to barrel aged beer, but to me, it doesn't taste like bourbon. Like, it's like if I were just take the same stout and dump a little bit of bourbon in it, I feel the taste would be different than what they're claiming is bourbon barrel. Not that they're claiming it is bourbon barrel aged. It's just, to me, there's something about beer that changes the taste, and I don't know if it's my own palate. The biggest thing for me is rye. Rye whiskey and rye beer taste nothing alike to me, and I'm just like, I don't understand how these two are supposed to be the same.
So Mercy Beers is in the chat saying, had the 2022 batch on the weekend. I'm assuming he means the Lefroy barrel. Creek was far superior. Plus, they don't really barrel age. They soak the barrel chips in beer. It's that Okerator system they talk about. They used to be all barrel aged, but now they Okerate.
Yeah, that was part of their marketing team. Oh, we can cut costs here if we go this route instead of sort of sourcing actual barrels. Oh, and did we Mercy Beer's commenter a little bit earlier there saying, Australian playing Canadian, it can't be done. It's like two cousins going at it in the middle of a family party. I mean, the Commonwealth is very incestuous, sir.
Jesus.
Yeah, everyone has a hot cousin that they've accidentally hooked up with at a family party, right, guys?
Right. But speaking of which, hi, Justin.
How goes it this evening?
Did you just infer that Justin fucked his hot cousin? Is that what you?
I mean, I would think Justin is segue to somebody. I would think Justin's fucked more than one hot cousin.
Well, Nick knows that I grew up Baptist, so I think that we all go back to Noah. So that's batting 1,000.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of incest there if you accept that story.
Little incest never hurt anyone.
The Bible, there's incest everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't like a little keeping it in the family?
Wow.
Just remember, in the great words of Lady Lee, the dearly departed, it's not incest as long as you don't make a baby.
That's right.
I just walked in the house as I said that. Now my wife.
It's not incest as long as you abort before the second term.
Oh, I just noticed this thing. I just like StreamYard keeps updating things a little bit here and there. Yeah. I noticed there's like a join the chat option now in like under the comments tab.
Okay.
I guess maybe that puts you through to the YouTube chat or something. I don't know what the fuck that does. I'm just going to try that. See what that does. Connect your YouTube account to join the live chat. Okay. I see.
Okay. I wonder if it's something along the lines of like if I posted a comment, does it feedback back out to YouTube? Which of course my account, obviously if I'm streaming the YouTube, it's my account's linked to YouTube. So
I wonder
for everybody else.
I'm wondering if I can, if I connect it, if I can moderate through the StreamYard. So like if the comments that need approval will actually pop up in the StreamYard and give me the option to like approve them through there. I wonder if that's a thing.
You could try. I remember that I know there's like a delay going between StreamYard and YouTube.
I'm gonna try it.
Try it. I'd be kind of curious to know whether you could moderate the chat or not.
Okay, verified. Oh, Jesus Christ, really?
So looking at my Untapped, 2 other Anchor Brewing beers I've had are the Brecky's Brown Ale and the Liberty Ale, which must have shown up here in New Brunswick, or I got them somewhere in 2016. I got them somewhere. Either way, yeah, it's pretty fucking sad. I'm really kind of. I haven't had an Anchor Steam in years, but I wish I could still get it, kind of thing. So I actually like that beer. It's like the OG of California Commons. It's the style. It's the one beer that style is kind of mirrored off of.
Yeah,
and they were pretty fucking good at it. So it's sad to see them go.
Yeah, and also because well, I couldn't get Anchor anymore anyway, but. But I mean, it just makes me a little sad, and as sad as I can't get the Propeller Common anymore, which was one of my favorites for quite a while.
That's another thing. I wonder if that's going to be like a dying style now, because Hammond River Brewing makes a common ale. I sent you that one. It was Gammy.
Yeah,
I think you reviewed it and you didn't care for it, but I liked it when it first came out. But now Hammond River Brewing is under new ownership, so it's kind of like, who knows if any of their beers are the same anymore. I know I had a bottle of, or I had a can of Hammond River's IPA there, Cordelia IPA, which is like kind of like an East Coast IPA.
Okay.
Not quite New England. It was a fucking gross ass malt bomb. In fact, I messaged them saying this thing is fucking oxidized to fuck, and they said, "Well, come into the shop, we'll give you a new can." And I haven't gone down yet just because I don't think I care to. I know I wasted $5 on that can, but it's just like I don't know if I want another one. And that sucks because I used to, guys know how much I used to love Hammond River.
Okay, so I guess it works. I can send comments into the YouTube chat through StreamYard.
Can you moderate now?
Yeah, well, we'll see. Someone say something really offensive, like a lot of swears and stuff.
Penis. Oh, in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, and fuck you, Greg.
Fuck me, Greg.
Mercy Beer says best StreamYard new features: the drag and drop window rearranging.
Everyone in the chat, lay down the most offensive words you can possibly think of.
Yeah.
And then Nick will read them all out.
Hey, here we go. Jimmy Jazz. Greg, I'm planning to stop at Timothy's for wings next time in Etobicoke. Any recommendations?
In terms of Timothy's, get the wings.
Well, I would imagine stop at Timothy's. Okay. Or is there any other places in Etobicoke to get wings?
Well, I mean, to me, my favorite is still Timothy's. If Timothy's, for whatever, is busy, sometimes they are. Sloppy Joe's is just down the street. They're pretty good, too. And again, I mean, wings are stupidly overpriced nowadays, but these guys are still somewhat reasonable for what you get. At least the wings are nice and big and fat and come from mutant chickens. I don't know what else you're talking about. Recommendations like breweries in the area, Great Lakes, obviously. Black Oak, a little less interesting, but you can still check that out. Sex clubs, M4, although they're Mississauga now. They used to be right on Lakeshore, right by Timothy's. But
Timothy's, those look like fucking good wings.
Oh, Timothy! Oh, I still say world's best wings. I think. Listen, if Lee Russell ever makes his way down here, I will bring him Timothy's. I will pay for his meal because I just want him to try it. And if he still says he doesn't like wings after that, then I just can't.
Probably try this. You probably try the fish and chips.
I won't try the wings.
He won't try the wings. Wow.
No.
So
I'm that kind of motherfucker.
Wow, you're
Menu
just hardcore in your beliefs.
Yeah.
So what do they got for? Do they say what they got for sauces? Chicken wing sauces.
They got lots of sauces. The suicide sauce is delicious, but it doesn't agree with me at the other end.
Yeah, Nick, did you actually connect your StreamYard to your YouTube through the comments, or did you just like post a comment and not do that? Because
Yeah, I posted that through StreamYard.
Yeah, but did you connect your StreamYard to the YouTube chat? Because it's not showing up in the YouTube side.
Really?
Yeah, like there should be a little option right down the bottom. Connect.
I'll go to settings.
To be honest,
StreamYard to YouTube.
if he's talking sauce, I'm not the biggest sauce connoisseur. Like I've tried kind of all the regular sauces, like well, my wife always gets mild. I used to go for medium, sometimes hot if I'm in the mood. I've tried their suicide; it's pretty good. I think they do a Timothy's dry rub. There's a thing called Timothy's Way, which is kind of more of a salt and vinegar thing. That's not bad. I personally, honestly, I just think their medium's pretty good. If you just like, kind of standard wings or medium, or you can get buffalo. They have a barbecue sauce. They have a barbecue sauce. Oh, that's sexy.
I don't know. I don't know where the control is. I assume because my comments, I thought they did go back out to YouTube, but
no. It's literally no. It's literally under the comments tab on StreamYard that you should be looking at. It should be right down the bottom next to your picture in the chat. It should be a button saying connect your YouTube or whatever.
I want to see Nick
it shows my YouTube logo right down at the bottom. So, anyway, I'm going to grab another beer, enjoy my back.
All right. So I guess it doesn't.
I want to see Nick sucking on that finger.
Hello, Sam Smalley.
Sam's a Somali. What?
No, Sam Smalley.
Oh, I see. I don't even know. I gotta look up what sauces Timothy's has. It's again, I'm not the most adventurous. I know what I like, and I kind of stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just recommend medium. Their barbecue sauce. Fun fact: their barbecue sauce. The waitress will even tell you this. Their barbecue sauce and they're like regular wing sauce, the same thing. She's like, nah, they're the same. We call them something different, but they're the same sauce.
I love it when waitresses don't bullshit you. The
waitresses there. They're all white trash. They all have big ass tits. They all like to show off their big tits, and they won't put up with shit from you. They will kick your ass if you fuck around.
Yeah, I like it when they're honest. Like they'll, you come in, oh, I want the special, and they're like, honey, you don't want the fucking special. Believe me, you don't want the fucking special.
Yeah, I've had their fish and chips. I not overly impressed, but I always find pretty much any restaurant that serves fish and chips that isn't a specific fish and chips place, I find a little disappointing. Like I find that when you actually go to a proper good fish and chips place, it's always so much better.
It's like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, we have a Chinese restaurant, and hey, you can get fish and chips at the Chinese restaurant. I don't want fish and chips from the Chinese restaurant necessarily, unless like they're really dedicated, But usually it's kind of like stay in your lane kind of thing. Just make fucking starchy, fucking gonna kill me before I hit 55 Chinese buffet food, please.
Well, it's probably like they make Chinese food, but not everybody likes Chinese food, so they make something that appeals to whoever's, picky wife or kid comes in.
There's a reason every Chinese restaurant has a hamburger on the menu, and that's for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of weird.
Listen, I feel it's a sink or swim scenario. They need to stop having kids menus. If your kids can't eat adult food, they have to starve to death. That is just the line you got to draw.
I like this.
Speaking of starving your kids to death, hi, Dan.
I heard you guys talking about Good Day Peeps from Sam Smalley.
Yep.
Mississippi beers, all fish and chips inside the UK is disappointing.
Wrong.
I've had a few good places. Sam
Well,
Smalley,
again,
the fish and chips
again, have
restaurant
you-
is always overpriced.
Have
Well,
you
I've
had
never-
fish- have you- Sorry, go ahead, Lee.
Yeah,
It's gotta be from like a seaside town.
I've never eaten authentic fish and chips from the UK, out of a dirty newspaper or whatever the fuck you guys do. So
I did years ago, but not from the UK.
When
All
Greg
right,
was in our neck of
we
the
have
woods,
a check bar.
did Nick take you out to Ozzy's? Greg?
I was never in your neck of the woods. You're on camera, by the way, honey.
Where's Aussies?
Ozzy's in St. George.
Usually, if I go to St. George, I'm going to the Birch Grove.
But if you want fish and chips with homemade horseradish tartar sauce, Ozzy's fish and chips. It's yeah.
I was at my mom's place a few months back, and she wanted to go out to lunch. So we checked. There's a lot of little small restaurants around her new house. So I said, okay, well, there's this fish and chips restaurant 2 blocks away from you. Let's go check it out. And, we're ordering the food, and they have the thing is, it's weird because you got most fish and chips places have 2 or 3 different kinds of fish. These guys had fucking 20 different kinds of fish.
what?
But most of them are only available at select times. They're not all available. There's of those 20, there's maybe 3 or 4 actually available at one time. So I asked the waitress of the one she had. I'm like, which one of these do you recommend? She's like, I don't know. I don't eat fish. I'm like, this is a bad sign right now.
Yeah, no.
And it was not good. It was I don't know the name of the place, so I can't tear it down too much. But the fish and chips was not great. And on top of that, they charged you extra for the tartar sauce, 35 cents a container, and they're bragging.
Yeah, you should get at least the one charge sauce.
Well, they're bragging because it was their homemade tartar sauce. And
Fuck them.
It was
fuck
fucking
off.
the worst
Yeah,
tartar sauce ever.
Yeah, you know what? The fucking Lebanese place down the street here that does pizza, salads, everything, fish and chips. They make their own fucking tartar sauce in the store too. They don't charge you extra for it.
No, you shouldn't be charging for tartar sauce. And plus, this was shitty tartar sauce. The fish and chips was not great either. And on top of that, gave me massive diarrhea. So avoid the fish and chips place in Welland, of which I don't remember what their name is. But there you go.
Ugh.
So, yeah, no, and Timothy's, I've had their fish and chips. It was fine. I wasn't overly impressed. There's actually a place I've been meaning to go with Agnes. It's called Kingsway Fish and Chips. It's in an expensive area, Toronto, about 15 minutes from here. It's expensive as fuck. For the two of me and Agnes to eat there is probably going to be more than $100, but it is really fucking good.
Mm. Yeah, honestly, most restaurants these days are, especially if you're going to a special little boutique one kind of thing, little one stuck to a bar or something like that. It's their prices are going to be a little crazy. But
yeah, that's why I kind of like dive bars like Timothy's. Their prices are not crazy. I mean, of course, everything's gone up. They used to be super cheap. They used to have fucking 20-cent wing nights and stuff like that. Those days are long gone. But their prices are somewhat down to earth. I mean, their pints are I think about $7, and they actually give you a pint. They don't pull that bullshit where they give you 14 ounces.
Nick took us to the full gambit of restaurants in New Brunswick. So we went everything from super classy, expensive to fucking dirt cheap on the side of the beach and couldn't be fucked to give you
that place,
edible
that
food.
ended up being super disappointing.
Oh yeah, that place
that was
sucked.
supposed to be a good one.
Out in St. Martin's?
Yeah, I took them to the Seaside restaurant out there,
Yeah.
and it ended up being a fucking disappointment. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
Caves
getting
is
bad, if you're getting bad seafood in New Brunswick, there's a problem there because your seafood should be fucking outstanding.
That was a place that obviously catered to old people who don't have taste buds anymore, and don't mind their fucking pieces of fish being fucking fish stick size.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's it. I should have took you to the canteen next door. I'm pretty sure it was open at the time.
Yeah,
That's all right.
The Caves is the spot to eat on
That one.
on the beach in St. Martin's.
But it used to be that the Seaside was pretty good about 10 years ago, and that's probably lost.
Got taken over by olds, I guess, is what happened.
Family fisheries
no.
on beautiful Campobello Island used to be the best seafood on planet Earth until it closed 10 years ago.
Unfortunately.
So you might be a little partial.
Who, me? Impartial? I don't believe it.
Partial to Campobello?
Wait, what? Did you own it or something?
Or just
No, but
from
I
Campobello?
grew up on it.
Ah. So the thing about seafood is that I don't care how fucking fast you bring it to, Toronto or wherever. Like whenever you can get seafood that's literally been caught, they drive it like a kilometer, or they what do you call it? Boat? They boat it over, whatever the fuck the term is. They bring it over, they fucking throw it in the restaurant. Boom, that is like the best seafood. I mean, Florida is another good example of really good seafood, just because you're right on the Gulf. You get it really quickly if you're on the coast. I mean, unfortunately, that means you have to be in Florida, so there's problems.
Yeah,
there.
that kind of sucks.
But their seafood is, very good. Even at the fucking basic bitch restaurants, like I haven't been to Florida since I think I was like 18 or something. So I mean, I think my parents took us to like Long John Silver's or something like that. But it was like, but even their seafood is really good. Like it's better than like the name brand like Red Lobster or something. And I don't even mind Red Lobster, but like it is better the quicker you get it. And seafood, like literally, if you can get it within hours of being caught, it's like just. It's just mind-blowing experience.
Even the like basic bitch fucking fish and chips place that Nick took us to, the one in town that was like looked like a McDonald's on the inside, basically.
Oh, it's the deluxe.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like that was good food there, man.
I would think anything along the coast should be pretty decent.
I mean,
But deluxe is like a chain.
Yeah, it's a regional chain. You wouldn't want to eat there twice in one day.
Oh no, once was enough for me. It was like, but and I
And their
assume,
prices have gone up recently.
have they? Oh, that sucks.
But they're a solid place to eat if you want to get a decent fish and chips.
Yeah, absolutely. But eating there twice has a similar effect as eating at Taco Bell once.
Laxative effect. Batter is never okay. Mercy Beer says batter is never right from the stuff I've had in the States. Used to be clean newspaper. They stopped doing that in the 1980s.
I don't believe any of that. I don't believe any of that.
Well, now I think it's like facsimile. It's like looks like a newspaper, but it's actually just sanitary paper.
It's all just pages from the Sun with titties in it.
We do a good job here in New Zealand, Adam. Probably not up to England standards.
I'm questioning these English standards. You've seen some of their food, and it's like, let's have spoiled cold gravy on our peas in our bubble and squeak, huh?
Bubble and squeak. Should be cod, haddock, or pallas. Unless you are in a cheap part of town, then pollock is also acceptable. Haddock.
Oh yeah, haddock.
Cod and haddock. Cod and haddock are my my favorite two.
Cod became scarce for quite a while, so it was like haddock became like king.
Yeah.
Well,
there used to be like a few years ago, and it's closed now, and it was closed before you guys came here. Otherwise, I would have taken you there in a heartbeat. But there used to be a restaurant called Down Home Diner up in town. There was like a Newfoundland themed restaurant, and they served cod, fish, and chips. It was the fucking bomb. But they decided to sell the company. They built a business and they sold it because she wanted to get out of it and move back to Newfoundland. And within a year, the place had gone out of business because the new owners did no shit.
Yeah, another Anchor Steam.
Basically. Sam Smalley says most of my UK mates say the quality is just good, but we don't have the sides like you guys have. It's way more pricey here. Okay. It's the batter every time. It's also usually the chips as the tips and fryer. See, I'd love to try like genuine like British fish and chips to see like how is it compared to the stuff I've had. But I know there's lots of places here because we're the Canadian Maritimes here, so there's lots of places around here that do like seaside fresh catch of the day seafood like fish and chips using like haddock or cod or usually it's haddock.
Yeah, like haddock is still kind of like king these days, right? Because like cod Cod, I think cod almost went extinct around our waters for a while because they overfished it
Pretty
so much.
close.
Yeah,
like
it
the
was
Grand Banks
nearly-
is like the main breeding ground of the cod fish, and it was fished so badly that like it was like less than 10% of the original population is left, wasn't it? Justin could probably tell us about it.
Yeah, it wasn't fished to near extinction, but it was the reason that quotas had to be put on, and very strict quotas for a couple decades. Mercy's absolutely right. It is the temp of the fryer. If your fryer is not at and maintaining 350, so what 175 to 180 Celsius.
That makes sense. Like the 350 is the sweet spot for caramelization.
Well, that's you don't want to overcook the fish.
Yeah.
You don't want the batter to be crispy. Right. You want it to have a satisfying crisp to it, but you don't want what I'm talking about.
You don't want it flaking off.
Yeah, and you still have to cook the fish.
Yeah.
350
You want the fish fully cooked?
It's a sweet spot.
You want the fish fully cooked. You want the crust to be bready yet like crispy and tasty, but you don't want it to be doughy, like undercooked.
Yeah.
So it's just like a delicate balance.
There's legitimacy too to you can bread it your panko style, your maritime breading, or your beer batter. There's a time and place for each of them, even if the maritime batter is the best.
I mean that place at St. Martin's that we went to, honestly, it tasted like they basically just bought frozen stuff from the restaurant, from like the supermarket, and deep fried it.
You guys were here visiting. Was that in the spring? Like
no, that was
peak tourist season, or was that the fall?
October. It was like mid-October.
Okay, so it was the end of tourist season, and they were selling off the leftovers before they shuttered it.
It was disappointing. It was literally like buying stuff from the frozen food section at Superstore.
Well, we should have knew that the lingering shadow of death was hanging over the place when like everybody in it was working there were olds, and there was like a fucking just swarm of flies everywhere.
breaded fish is Mercy Beer's breaded fish for fish fingers, not for fish and chips. You're right. Wow. I would prefer fish and chips to be battered. I don't like breaded. Like, I mean, I'll eat breaded if it's put in front of me, but I prefer battered every time.
I don't think I've ever had breaded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's almost like having chicken fingers, but it's fish inside.
Chicken of the sea, as I used to tell them.
It's the chicken of the sea.
So is it chicken or is it fish? No, Jessica Simpson.
My kids wouldn't eat it. And they're like, what's this? I'm like, it's chicken of the sea. And they wolfed it down. They love chicken.
Do you guys remember? I don't know if you got it in Western Canada, but do you guys remember when McDonald's was making fish and chips?
Oh, God.
It was only a few years ago.
God, they tried that too, did they?
Yeah. I think it's.
I remember McPizza, but I don't remember that.
They had to fill the void left by the McLobster.
Oh my God, you're right. They did make a McLobster for a while.
Yes, they did.
It was like the maritime. It's like the maritime version of McRib.
They still do every now and then when lobster prices are low, or if a tractor trailer loaded with lobster tips over on the Harbor Bridge.
Well, I think with McDonald's, there's leeway, right, with some franchises where they can still make them if they want to, kind of thing. I think
there's some regional leeway.
They do that with the McRib.
Yep.
Well, you can picture it like the McDonald's fish and chips was way too expensive for what it was. You can picture it as like a fish fillet, like double the size of a chicken McNugget, battered in the same batter as a chicken McNugget, dry to the same quality, like that fucking chicken McNugget is dry, served with a like a poutine box full of just McDonald's fries.
Oh.
So it's really dependent on, and you got like half the tartar sauce you actually need with it. It was fucking like I got it, and it wasn't even made with like cod or haddock. It was like the Alaskan pollock that they put in the fish, fillet of fish. I think it was the same as the fillet of fish, and it still had like a fishy taste to it. And I'm like, I got it every once in a while. It was available. Like I think it was like 2018, and but it was just like I'm getting this because it's lunchtime and I'm hungry.
You know, somewhere out there's some fucking dude who just misses being able to get their fucking McDonald's fish and chips.
What the fuck?
You know,
McRib is still legal in the UK.
only to eat.
Wow. Because it's not actually meat. That's why.
Did you know that in Hawaii you can still get the deep fried apple pies?
Oh yeah.
Just throwing that out there. If you needed another reason to vacation to Hawaii.
We still get
fried
them.
apple
Oh no, they're
pies.
baked here. Sorry, that's right.
Yeah, they stopped deep frying them here. Yeah.
But they put enough salt on there that it doesn't really matter. So.
I mean, yeah, you're still going to your grave early, but it's know, it's not as tasty.
It's a delicious grave. Oh.
Here you go.
In the McDonald's,
there you go.
closest to
McDonald's
Mount
fish and chips.
Yeah.
I mean, the picture doesn't look bad. I mean, it's the McDonald's fries. That's the only disappointing thing in the picture, really.
Yeah.
Because if I want fish and chips, I want my chips to be
okay.
I want thick chips, man.
They said it was made with Atlantic haddock, but the thing is, those fish fillets were fucking small.
Yeah,
compared to like a good place. You pay for the money you pay, and for the when you normally get like a haddock fish and chips, you get like a fillet, you get a decent sized piece of fish.
Yeah, those look like chicken tender size, right?
They were like literally chicken tender, small chicken tender sizes, and they were fucking. And you still didn't get enough tartar sauce with it. They were like poor excuse for fish and chips.
Well, that's where you have a Karen moment, Nick, and you go back. I want more tartar sauce with my fish and chips.
Oh no, you got to ask to speak with the manager first.
Yeah, I want to speak with the manager. There's not enough tartar sauce. I asked for extra tartar sauce, and they didn't give it to me. And now I'm mad. How you going to make this right for me?
You want that 10th grader's job, right?
Mm-hmm. I want you to fire this guy. He's not doing his job.
I do agree. As much I enjoy McDonald's fries, but I agree they don't go well with fish and chips.
No. And you know what, McDonald's fries, you have to catch them at the right time. They can't be sitting around too long. They have to be super fresh. And then they're like some of the best fries in the world. But if they're slightly off, then they suck ass. They're like the easiest ones to fuck up of all the fries out there.
I don't know how many of you guys have Five Guys around you, but they generally have pretty fucking delicious fries. And basically, they're kind of like
fries are good.
Oh, you're talking about the burger chain.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about just five dudes that want to gangbang you.
I thought this was a sex club thing you were talking about, Greg.
Well, it could be as well. I mean, either way, you're getting some delicious meat. But
yeah,
obviously not because I know about
it. But no, their fries are really good. I mean, their fries are more along the lines of what you'd expect from a good fish and chips place.
Yeah,
now, do you go with standard fries, or do you go with the Cajun fries?
I don't even. Does Five Guys have Cajun fries?
Yes,
Five
they
Guys
do.
has Cajun fries.
Yes, they do. That's what we.
I gotta check that out next time I'm there. I don't recall
you're
seeing
getting Cajun fries. Share them with somebody because an entire thing of Cajun fries by yourself will leave you unable to taste anything for an hour afterward.
And also leave you on the toilet for 2 hours.
Well, usually with Five Guys, like my wife and I will get a large fry. We used to just get a small, but now they've got into the game because the whole thing is they used to you got your burgers, you got a small fries, they'd give you the small fries, they dump all these extra fries in there. They stopped fucking doing that, those cheap bastards. So now I get a large fries, and now they dump in more fries, and that's like a large fry is more than enough for me and Agnes. Like we're stuffed.
Well, mercifully, they still put half the potato garden in the bag in Bangor, Maine. So.
No, in the states they do. In Canada, it's very different. Like when we went to Michigan, it was ridiculous. I mean, again, everything's gone up even in the states, but it was like half the price in Michigan, and they filled that bag. Like you got 2 burgers, they would fill the rest of the bag with fries almost to the top, and then they just like staple it shut for you. It was fantastic. That bag was almost clear with grease by the time you got it home.
That's the peanut oil dripping out the bottom.
Oh yeah,
I'm just sad that they don't give you peanuts while you're waiting in line anymore.
Like, I mean, there was enough where we would just get, a burger for everyone. And then we got like one small order of like, I think small or regular fries, whatever it was. And it was enough for me, Agnes, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and their 2 kids, which at the time, they weren't that old at the time. They were like, 5 or 6 or something. But I mean, that one order of fries was enough to feed all of us. And we were all pretty good.
UK McDonald's only just ran shit. Yep, 3 months ago. Okay.
I don't know how it is now, but in Ireland, McDonald's, and granted, I haven't been. I think I was in 1998, so that it may have changed. But their ketchup is ridiculously different from our ketchup. Like it's very vinegary.
Really?
Like as a kid, I couldn't stomach it. Now I'd probably be okay with it, but as a kid, I hated it.
Where's this?
And well, it was in Ireland specifically.
Oh,
but
Ireland. Okay.
I'm sort of assuming it's probably a European thing.
Like McDonald's ketchup's different from like Heinz ketchup anyway. It's a little bit more, I guess, a little more tangy. It's less sweet.
To be honest, I don't notice the difference, but I'm probably not the ketchup connoisseur that you are.
I'm not the ketchup connoisseur that I am. Right. Greg is 100% correct. Fuck you, Greg. Five Guys, their fries are good. Really enjoy their burgers are overpriced and disappointing. Ooh.
I like their burgers. I think they're pretty good. The one thing I'll say is that they do get a little messy when you start to get too many toppings on them, and they become a bit of a shit show. But I think the burgers are pretty good. I can't really complain about them.
I gotta find, like, we don't have, Justin would probably be the best person to ask. We don't have a Five Guys anywhere near here, do we? Like,
nearest one is Bangor, Maine.
Actually, just according to this, there's 2 Five Guys in Nova Scotia, Halifax and Bayers Lake.
Two Five Guys looking for a dude with a goatee to.
Bangor's 2.5 hour drive with a border crossing. Who really wants to drive to Halifax?
Nobody fucking does. So why doesn't Justin just fly you all there?
I'm not going to drive 2.5 hours to Bangor and bring my passport just to go get a burger. I mean, if I'm going to like IKEA in Nova Scotia, sure.
Nick, I think you need to commit yourself to this lifestyle.
I'm curious because the Five Guys Burgers and Fries is maybe 3 miles from the Bangor airport.
So now you are flying.
But I'm just saying there's a possibility here.
I mean, this could be a road trip. You, Justin, Scott. I'll also get that other dude.
Flying defeats everything about the road trip.
We'll literally get like 5 guys together to go to Five Guys.
Yeah, 5 guys in a plane. There you go.
5 guys sitting in a Cherokee 140.
Hey, Nick, see if the Heist Almighty will go with you guys.
No. I don't even know what Jesse's doing these days. Like, Jesse's dropped off the map. When was the last time you saw Jesse, Justin?
Probably on the channel.
Considered to lose up the street from you.
Yeah, but I haven't seen my neighbor in 3 months.
What, Joel?
No, other direction. I mean, it's probably been back in the spring, early spring.
Okay, so you've seen him more recently than I have. Last time I saw Jesse was at Scott's dad's wake or whatever, the memorial, which was 2 years ago. And then Jesse unfriended me after that because his wife has kind of got it out for me somehow. Anyway, long story, but
we all have it out for you. We're just playing the long game.
And yet you're still here.
We weren't supposed to say anything.
See, I can understand like other people's wives hating someone like Greg, but like you're the most like just even keel,
The problem
inoffensive,
is
weird.
Nick is a very well hung teddy bear.
Oh, okay. I guess you make a point there. Yeah.
Okay, so
Jesus.
here I'm going to explain to you the difference between me and Nick. Okay, so I'm up front. I will tell you that I want to bang your wife, and I will make every attempt to do so. And that is why people don't like me, because I'm up front. However, Nick plays the long game. Nick came over. He waited till I was distracted, had other things to do. Then he brought Agnes to a camera convention. And he brought her.
He took me to the camera convention.
Oh yeah, that's the claim.
Yeah, that's how long of a game this is that I managed to convince her to take me there.
You gaslit her into believing she took you there.
And then she took me to lunch to Chelsea's, and that's where I tried to convince her to leave, Greg.
Yeah, so while I'm up front about things, Nick tries to just sneak in there. Next thing you know, Nick is claiming he's the father of some of your children, and that's when people get upset.
Oh, damn.
Does that reverse psychology actually work? Maybe I should go upstairs and say, I think that you want to pull my pants down.
You got to play the long games. Like I feel like things would be better in this situation if my pants were pulled down.
Well, no, you got to use. You were saying use the reverse psychology. So it's like you go up and you say, "I guess I'm going to stand here with my pants on." Yeah, I don't believe you want to take my pants down. I think you hate my dick that much.
Just tell a woman you don't think she can perform sexually, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you."
I guess you're just too tired tonight. I'll leave my pants on.
What's wrong with you, woman? Are you inadequate?
I got to be careful, saying that. Prove it, because I mean Nick's within 50 miles.
So yeah, he just has to unzip.
So like his penis is within 25 miles.
Unzip, watch porn, and then it's there.
Yeah. Oh, it's like those fucking sandworms in Dune.
Well, that's why they have the thumpers.
We'll meet at the Irving halfway between the houses. Nick says part of me is already there.
You have to walk with their rhythm, otherwise they get an erection. So Mercy Beer says McDonald's ketchup is just Heinz ketchup here. That's kind of disappointing, because Heinz, like McDonald's ketchup, is completely different over here. I still like the taste of McDonald's ketchup. Don't get me wrong, but Heinz ketchup and McDonald's ketchup are two different things.
Yeah, but this is probably British Heinz ketchup, so it's probably it's got baked beans in it.
Spotted dick,
mush peas,
lots of gravy,
mush peas,
barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Tastes more like a barbecue sauce with garlic and capers.
Capers.
I don't know. I probably said the entire story about what happened between me and I still might his wife. There was a what? No, I never called her a cunt.
Oh, well, you just did.
I don't really exactly know what it was, but I mean, like in New Year's party 2018, they introduced me to like Steph is bisexual. Yeah. So they introduced me to her girlfriend that they had a 3-way relationship with. And I think they expected me to think that was kind of weird. I'm like, okay, well, whatever makes you guys happy. And then all of a sudden, Mallory told me, like Scott's wife told me that Steph thought I wasn't being supportive enough for them or something. So all of a sudden, I'm finding myself being unfriended by Steph for some reason. So I have no idea what it was I did or said pissed them off.
So she wanted to be congratulated for being in a polyamorous relationship.
Well, the whole thing is like now I can't hang out with Jesse anymore, so I'm kind of disappointed I can't do beer reviews or talk beer with Jesse because he's playing father to this other girl's kids. And like, do what you want to do, but I'm not trying to be unsupportive about the whole thing. I'm just disappointed I can't talk to my friend anymore.
Speaking of not supporting bisexual relationships, hi Marson.
How you doing, fellas?
Not too bad.
Good.
This is Greg's brother-in-law.
That's right. He's like a regular now. He's been here like 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Hashtag better friend than Ashley Sexton. That's for sure.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh.
100%. Ashley fucking spending time with his kids on a Wednesday night. Shame.
Jesus.
Thank God my child's away for 3 weeks now.
Yeah, doesn't Ashley want his kids to grow up to hate him like everyone else?
Yeah.
Hey, I've been there, done that, got the
Hey.
golden T-shirt, and now she's watching my house when I go away.
There you go. Plus, you only let them date guys that can do stuff for you, like fix your deck.
Goddamn right.
Actually, well, Dan, he's off the market, but my brother-in-law, if he lived closer to you, he'd be a great for your daughters. He can fix everything. He literally has a handyman business.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm really handy. You know what I'm saying?
I can't
He's
say that
he's
because
really
my
good
daughter's
at,
legal
at the.
everywhere.
He's really good at doing jobs with his hands, right?
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Hand job. I mean, handy jobs. I mean, you know what I'm saying. No, I'm
Working
good,
with
thanks.
tools. Yep.
Yeah, I'm good with tools. Yep,
Good with handling your tool.
especially my own. Yep.
Listen. Dan's not cool with it right now, but as soon as I could show him some pictures of the work you've done fixing decks, Dan would be all in.
Good at keeping that trimming that deck. If you trim your hedges back, you make your deck look bigger.
I mean, admittedly,
By the way,
Dan's
we have
garden
0
does have a lot of
viewers
weeds
right
in it.
now, so everybody left. Good night,
Some really high quality weatherproofing on that deck equals consent.
Yeah,
Don't stain it too much. That's all I ask.
You're still talking about the deck or what? What's going on there?
Gotta set a protective barrier over that deck. So
Yeah, it may be sticky for a few minutes. You know.
You can wash it off afterwards. Just get a washcloth. It's fine.
it won't be so sticky if you wash it off. Yeah, right.
What you drinking there, Marson?
All day IPA by Founders,
Oh, not a bad choice.
but it's really old. I just noticed actually. Those some bitches at the Arab store. Well, it's actually kind of my fault.
What the fuck?
It's November 2022.
Yeah, he's
Wonderful.
Polish. It checks out.
That's a wonderful thing about the States is they don't give a fuck. They'll keep their shit on the shelf till they
No,
sell it to you.
that's those things was just like that. You saw the picture of the. I have the shit. What's the other one I bought today? Sierra Nevada. Yeah, that thing's old as fuck too.
They're aging it for you.
Which
Yeah,
the pale or like torpedo or
yeah, the Pale Ale by Sierra Nevada. Yeah, I think it's like 7-8 months old.
And that's relatively
that might handle the age okay. Like Sierra Nevada is kind of mass produced enough, I guess. Like, of course you want a fresher, but
It's not a super hoppy thing to begin with.
yeah, I mean it's hoppy enough, but I don't see the age that much age being. This is a good check bar. I gotta get more of these. I like this beer. The original Budweiser.
The original Budweiser.
Well, I mean, this is actually from Budweiser, like Slovakia or Budgevis or something. We did do a beer at BA101. Oh yeah, it's definitely Czech Republic. Isn't that where Steph's family's originated from or something?
Yep.
Anyway, I like this beer.
Fun fact: when your wife's family is from the Czech Republic, don't suggest watching Hogan's Heroes.
Why?
Well, when all four of her grandparents fled, oppression from the Nazis, to say,
Hogan's
"Hey,
Heroes is not the right thing to watch.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, comical bumbling Nazis are a little less endearing to people who actually have Holocaust experience.
True.
I may have also made a mistake in teaching our youngest daughter to shake her fist like Colonel Klink. So she won't get her own way, and she'll go. "Arr!"
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They don't make a doghouse small enough
comfy.
for me to crawl into.
Oh, lots more comfy.
So you said you did the wrong thing for the right reason.
Nick, come on.
By the way, if in case anyone cares, I'm drinking the Amsterdam Blonde that we were supposed to be beer anal for the last 2 weeks. So
Oh, it's not the steam whistle.
I
I had a steam whistle, and then after this, I'm done beer. I'm going to some gin and some soda water to try to lose this gut of mine.
I'm gonna keep my blonde in case we do a BA101 of it eventually.
Wow. I can get another one very easily.
Oh yeah, I know you can. But I have to buy that $20 4-pack, which is a little overpriced.
That'll be when you eventually do it, Nick, will be like the time we did fucking Katie and Ale from Pump House.
Yes.
Like a year and a half old or whatever the fuck it was.
Year-old can in Elite's possession. Yeah, I feel like we're starting to get to the point where I don't want to kill BA101 just yet, but we're definitely getting to the point where we're not able to sustain it on a weekly basis like we used to.
Well, you know what, Nick? You can still do it whenever we're able, and the rest of the time, personally, I find these chats a lot of fun. So
yeah, these are. I'm having a good time tonight, just sitting here.
Hey guys, I just threw some headphones on. How's this? Is that good or?
You seem to have like monkeys. I think it's you. There's sounds like there's creatures or monkeys in the background or something.
Yeah, it's called cicadas, but that's
fucking
I thought it was heavy breathing or something.
I don't think StreamYard.
I might be a fat son bitch, but I don't breathe that hard.
I thought
maybe you had a dog or something that was sitting there.
No, it's those fucking cicada bugs. I mean, I think I think Discord actually has the sound deadening. I don't think StreamYard does.
Yeah, StreamYard's got actual cancellation, but this
StreamYard does, but you gotta set it up too sometimes. So.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll live with the cicadas for now.
Yeah, it's all good.
I just assume there's monkeys having sex in your backyard.
Yeah, if it's too much, guys,
that was the monkey mutated in the brain.
For whatever reason, I couldn't hear you coming out of the phone through whatsoever. So I threw some headphones on.
Yeah, whatever, it's fine.
But yeah, I do enjoy this. I kind of actually look forward to having a few beers, couple 12 packs or whatever, you know.
So he's a light drinker. He's a light drinker in Greg's family.
Yeah, I mean it's my weekend, you know. So because I drive a truck for a living and I deliver gas and diesel, and my weekends are actually today and tomorrow. So it falls perfectly with my weekend, as you want to call it.
It works out.
I've got a random question for you. In South Carolina, does the premium gas have ethanol?
Yes, 10%.
Damn it!
Every gas has 10% in it. So regular, premium, and then to get the mid grade, it's actually regular mixed with premium at the pump now.
Yeah.
And that's 10%. So you can get non-ethanol, but it's a lot more expensive. It's probably almost $1 more for non-ethanol gas than regular gas.
Even if it's $1 more, it's $4 less a gallon than aviation fuel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that jet fuel is. I don't hold that, but yeah, I think right now our gas is on average about $2.85 a gallon here for regular ethanol gas.
That's pretty cheap. I know in Maine yesterday it was $3.69 a gallon in regular, and
yeah.
Yeah.
How's the pillow you're sitting on?
Good. So yeah, it's southern states usually tend to be a lot cheaper. I mean, that's why I moved here.
Well, except Florida.
Well, I don't know what the prices are in Florida, so yeah, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, where I'm at right in South Carolina, yeah, it's about $2.85 a gallon right now.
Okay, through most of Florida, we're low $3.
Yeah.
Still cheaper than Canada.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think when Anna was up in Canada, the gallon of gas was, what was it, babe? Like $5 a gallon or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just filled up my car with premium. It was like $1.96 a liter, but that's
it's premium.
I think regular's like $1.60 something.
Yeah, so I think mid grade's like 20 cents more. So yeah, so premium is like 40 cents above regular. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's the States is so ridiculously cheap with gas compared to Canada. Like even you were always like, "Oh, don't go to this gas station in Michigan. It's more expensive." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. It's still half the price we pay."
Yeah.
I don't care if it's an extra $3.
You fell for the filling up at the Ambassador Bridge where it's $2.81 a gallon instead of $2.77.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, we'd always fill up right at the duty-free gas station just so we could, we're like, let's get as much U.S. gas into us as possible before we head back to civilization.
Yeah, and it's probably funny because it's probably Canadian oil, right? So.
Boy.
Get over there.
Go.
I can't.
And that's what sucks about it. It probably is Canadian oil, and you guys are stuck with the high gas prices. I just don't get it, but.
Well, I mean, people blame Trudeau for it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's been going on like that for years, so I doubt it's Trudeau, you know what I mean?
It's Trudeau.
No, it's just being Canadian in general. I mean, hey, guess what? We got another mortgage rate hike today. Yay.
I am so glad I'm in my mortgage. So glad I'm in my mortgage for the next 4 years.
Well,
I mean, rates for mortgage here is 6-ish, somewhere around there right now.
No, we're I think around the same. I think it's like 7 or something here.
I think at the pandemic height, whatever you want to call it, it was the lowest you could probably get was a 2.25 when we were looking. You know, so it was really low. So a lot of those people that got it, they're not moving. Why would they move and get rid of that rate? Because right now it's,
I mean, I was at like a couple of years back on our condo. I was at like 1.2, I think, was our lowest we got. But now it's gone up, unfortunately. But I think in a year it'll settle down. It'll be fine.
Yeah, when we moved down here, it was and I had to buy this rate because the rates skyrocketed. We're right now at 5.25. So
I'm at 2.1, and I got mine in the middle of the pandemic. So
we renewed one in 2020 at 199, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then when we bought the place next door in 2020, 2.1%.
nice.
So we locked in for 4 years while we could. So another year and a half, and I'm gonna start sweating bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't mention is that we
a year and a half, and you start raising Joel's rent.
Yeah, I bought into this rate, and it's only a 7-year rate. So yeah, we'll see what happens in another 6 years when hopefully, I'm hoping that Biden's out of the office and we'll have somebody with some, not Trump, by the way, with some, sanity, and we'll lower this stuff down. But we'll see.
First of all, you just said a huge oxymoron there. President of sanity.
It's going to be really tough in the next couple of years because they're raising the rates so much because of inflation. They want to.
Yeah, but Biden just came out and says, just came out and said that inflation's over, right? He fixed inflation, which is BS. But
And Trump came out and said COVID was over too. So I mean, he's just following the same rules.
He said COVID was over in like June 2020 or something.
Pretty much.
And Bush came out and said mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Well, that too. Yeah, one of those, right?
Oh, that's going back.
Oh,
That's going back.
I mean, it worked out well for Afghanistan, right?
Oh yeah, it only took 20 years and billions of dollars. And you know what? Al-Qaeda's back and stronger than ever.
Yep.
Or Taliban, sorry, not Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
Taliban.
Good Taliban now.
No, I like how they came back. They said, "Hey, we're the new reformed Taliban. We're going to be great for women." And now it's just like, nah, women can't get their hair done anymore.
Yeah.
Psych.
Yeah.
You suckers believed us. It's like believing the politicians. Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't matter. You hate Trump, you hate Biden, you hate Trudeau. It doesn't matter. They're all fucking the same.
Yeah. I just think, like, I mean, especially since you guys are gearing up to have another potential Trump versus Biden thing, I'm like,
No, not gonna happen.
You don't think it's gonna happen? Who do you think is gonna be the next presidential candidate?
Tell you what, I have no idea, but I hope it's not Trump.
You don't think it's gonna be Trump? Okay.
Well, he might be. The only thing I'm saying is he might be in prison. That's the only thing, you know. So
rich people usually don't go to prison.
Biden versus DeSantis probably or some shit.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, DeSantis. But
even he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I actually like DeSantis, but
just sum it up the best way I sum it up. All politicians are liars and pieces of shit. You just have to vote for the less likely.
I mean, they basically are. You kind of vote for who potentially might help you the most.
I don't know. I'm no Democrat, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough nowadays, man. They're all fucking liars.
That's the best liar win.
Yeah, the only thing I know is when Trump was in office, and it's kind of a selfish thing, right? I'm gonna say right now, it's that I did make more money, my stock was better, but but that's the only thing I could really see. The guy would have been okay if he shut his mouth and did his thing, but
Yeah, that's the problem with so many people is they talk too much.
Shut up, Greg. I mean,
yeah. Jesus, Nick. Oh, sorry, Jesus, Dan. I expected that from Nick, so it was just my automatic reaction.
Automatic reflex. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but in Canada,
if not attention.
Yeah, but in Canada, if not Trudeau, then who, right? I mean, it's another same thing.
We have a guy, Pierre Poilievre, who's kind of a piece of shit too, but he's trying to.
If you Google punchable face, you'll see a campaign ad.
Yeah. But I mean, he's pretty popular right now. Like I think right now he's polling better than Trudeau, isn't he?
Well, a pet rock painted blue would poll better than Trudeau right now.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, the thing is, people don't like Trudeau, but I feel most people who don't like Trudeau probably don't know why they don't like Trudeau. It's kind of one of those, people don't like him because he's kind of a spoiled rich kid. But at the same time, I don't think he's an awful human being. He's just like, he is what he is. I mean, he certainly seems to be costing us some money right now, but
I remember some stuff about Pierre Poilievre back when the Harper era that make me still feel like he's a fucking piece of shit. And nothing's convinced me otherwise, especially with him flirting with trucker convoys or the trucker convoys or the white supremacist movements or something like that. Like that guy can go fuck himself.
I see Pierre
conservatives. Poilievre. You want a legitimate candidate? Come up with somebody else.
All I can see when I see Pierre Poilievre, and especially the hairdo, is that Martin Shkreli Pharma Bro guy.
Yes.
I should probably share a picture of him at Stampede where he's wearing a white shirt and all of his foundation is rubbing off on his collar.
That sounds like something that needs to be shared.
The Canadian white supremacist convoy, whatever you want to call it. Bunch of my uncles, or even Greg's wife's uncles, they were in there. They're not white supremacists. They're just white dudes from Poland that are 50 years old. They just, they're just,
Don't know anybody.
I don't know. They're just, I don't know. It's weird that Trudeau thought those guys are like the threat to the country. It's just, I don't know. To me, it just
Well, the thing is, I
It
think a
wasn't
lot of
just them.
that trucker movement started out with just people legitimately trying to protest, and then I think the actual truckers who were trying to protest, they went home after a weekend or so, and then all the idiots stayed around and occupied
Yeah.
Ottawa for 2 weeks.
That-
Like that's the problem, is that a lot of people people have the right to protest. Don't get me wrong, but it's like a lot of the people that legitimately had beef, they went there, they protested for the weekend, they went home, and then you had a bunch of fucking, they call them freedom fighters in Canada that fucking stuck around for the rest of the 2 weeks until they got kicked out.
yeah. No, I
No.
saw them. I saw them get like at Windsor Bridge over there. Because when I was still living up north, then obviously there were news stations from Detroit that crossed the border, and they were shutting down. They were about Windsor police about to round them up and take all those guys to jail and stuff. But yeah, I mean, they seemed really peaceful to me. They were not really, they were not out there beating people up or nothing like Trudeau said that they were. So, I mean, I don't know. They were peacefully protesting. They did shut down the border, which I get. It's one of the busiest border ever. I mean,
You have a lot of these. I'll call them common sense, or somewhat centrist movements. That okay, you have a legitimate problem. You're going to take a legitimate step, but it's going to be reasonable. And on either side of the political spectrum, they get hijacked by the extremes.
That's the thing. The some of the organizers of that trucker movement are legit white supremacists.
Oh yes.
And
well, we can also say the same thing about the insurrection, right? Supposedly there were a bunch of FBI agents or Secret Service guys there, supposedly instigating the other people to go in the Capitol. I mean, I don't believe it, but
I mean, I would
I
not
hope
be.
not.
I would not be surprised to hear that there's a large segment of white supremacists in law enforcement agencies.
Or anywhere for that matter.
Yeah,
thin white line.
thin white
I mean,
line.
blue line.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not wrong.
it's hard to sort of suss out what the truth and what isn't, because you got two different sides saying, oh no, these guys are the bad guys, no, these are the bad guys, and then there's a lot of disinformation and shit. But
Yeah,
I mean,
at the end of the day, it's the politicians that are the bad guys.
And most of the politicians, whether they're liberal or conservative, are all from
The
same elite class that all play golf together and shit.
Yeah, and what sucks about it, if you are trying a legitimate person go and trying to do a change, they will flip you one way or the other or another. I mean, it seems like it.
If you're an idealist or whatever, like look at some of the new blood in the Democrat Party. They come in with new ideas, and we're going to change things. We're going to push more to the left or whatever. And pretty soon they're like basically told by the old establishment Democrats, either you vote our way or we're just going to like minimalize you in the party and you're not going to get a chance to do anything. So like, the AOCs of the world and those sort of people.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. And it goes for both sides, right? I mean, it's they were shut down. Those chicks, the chick from AOC from I think Jersey or New York, wherever she's from. And then I think the other lady was from Minnesota or something. The Muslim chick.
Yeah,
they had some ideas or whatever, and they were shut down. Like, yeah, you can't do that. See ya.
Yeah, all those fucking.
And you haven't heard about those chicks whatsoever. Like zero, nothing.
No, they're
in
just
the media.
They're just voting line in step with like the Pelosi's of the world and all those fucking old fucking demonic liches and undead zombies that rule the party. You know.
I don't know. I think this world needs another civil war or something. I don't know.
Definitely
I'm
need
ready. I'm ready. I got guns.
They need an alternative to the fucking two-party system.
It is, especially in the States. The Democrat, Republican, they need something else here. They do.
Because, I mean, the whole idea, like, the parties themselves use, like, the people's, like, lesser of two evils vote. No matter what side you're on, you vote for people you don't like because it's the lesser of two evils.
When you're a politician on either side, there's no way you can agree 100% with your people.
Mm-hmm.
You have principles, I get it, but if you use your brain, the other side has some decent ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Goes for both sides, obviously, right? I mean, abortion, whatever is your deal. Both sides have different principles or whatever. You can take a little bit from this side and make it for the people. That's what you're there for. But it doesn't seem like nowadays. It's like party, left, right, and that's it.
And you get no progress. Like, honestly, if you
Zero.
if you continue to perpetuate the system as it is right now, where, well, I'm going to vote for the lesser of two evils. Like, say you're a very, like, left leaning person in the U.S. and it's like, I don't want to vote for Trump because I don't want him back in office, so I'll vote for Biden. Like, Biden's not much better. He's pretty much just the other side of the same fucking coin, really. Like,
yeah, and I don't think you're voting for Biden. You're actually voting for somebody else. Behind,
the electoral college is a whole different conversation too.
The Biden deal, it's that dude is gone, man. It's every day you see those videos of him, and it's just like I don't know how they can parade him out there like that. That's a old grandfather, senile grandfather to me. I mean, it's
that's a massive problem with politics. Is like there should be an age limit on how old you can be to run. Like,
and I don't know if you see that guy, the other guy that was elected to Senate, or the Fetterman guy that comes in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, the guy looks like me.
Kinda, a little bit. And he has no clue where he's at either. He's like, he calls the president the queen or something. It's weird. The guy had a stroke, and I don't know. It's just, and they're using this guy just to get the seats or the votes or whatever. It's just
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Republican, but I'm not agreeing with 100%. I'm not one of those Republicans that is gonna be this got to be done this way, and f everybody on the other side. No, I'm not like that. Yeah. I voted for Obama twice. I mean, shit.
Well, I mean, Obama was not the liberal savior. A lot of people tried to post him up. He was basically like a centrist who leaned right.
Yeah.
He ended up being anyway.
The first time I voted for him, I thought we needed new blood after that dickhead Bush, and I thought he
talked a good talk.
Oh, he can talk. I mean, that's how he got me, man. He was just
Yeah.
So we've got somebody sitting in the background named Steve Whistle. I'm going to assume it's Radar. There's already 6 people on the chat here.
Why don't we just move it to Discord?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's take this thing offline before we get the channel taken down. So we've been running for an hour and 43 minutes. I want to thank everybody for watching. Mercy Beers.
Cheers, motherfuckers.
And Sam Smalley. They stopped commenting a while ago.
They got tired of our shit.
They got tired of our non-fish and chips talk.
Stop talking about fish and chips.
Yeah, we're not talking about beer, I guess. So sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we'll try with you. Yeah, we've had 0 viewers for a while, so who cares? All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, Chris Peters killed those women.
He did.
Penis.
Oh,